Hey soldiers, let's talk Tesla. Their second quarter was gangbusters. We're going to examine what happened with the company. And I'm also going to tell you why I think Tesla is close to that point where you're going to be seeing more of them on the road. So we're going to get into this, examine the stock, and I want to let you know, we're going to be doing more looking at individual stocks during their quarterly earnings, their quarterly and annual earnings, okay? Now, if you've got a stock you want us to take a look at, drop it in the comments. But I want to let you know, if the concepts that we're going to review seem foreign, don't let that scare you. We've got the Officers Club, that's our members only section, where we currently are having a Stock Market 101 course. We're walking the members through that. So if you want to learn more about exactly what we do over there, you hit that join button, a video should pop up. Now, if you are an Apple devotee, you got to go through an extra step. You won't see the join button. You got to pull up a Chrome session in order to do that. You know, you Apple guys are just a little bit more complex than the rest of us, but we love you anyway. So check out the members only section and we'll dive deeper into exactly how to fundamentally analyze these stocks that we're going to be taking a look at. All right. So also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Go ahead, become a soldier of finance. You know you want to. Let me know you did so in the comments so that I can salute you, and everybody already does. Okay, this goes without saying. Hit that like button, please. That thumbs up. All right, guys. Tesla stock soars 6% after the electric vehicle maker reports impressive sales numbers. Now, the stock was actually, when they came out with these numbers on Monday, it is now Tuesday, the 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. The stock jumped 6%. It almost did 7% in the upward direction the day after, which is today. Okay. So, that stock is, climbing up. Now, we did another thing here recently in the members only section where we talked about stock splits, and Tesla did split last year. So it could be a case where they're getting to the, going to get back to that point where the stock gets to be so expensive that they may entertain doing that again. So the car makers shares are up about 13% in the last 2 days. And again, guys, we're long-term investors here. So that's great for 2 days. You can fully expect that stock to, climb a staircase over time. Or descend a staircase. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what the future holds. But it's definitely not just going to keep climbing in an upward direction, nor do you want it to, because then it would get prohibitively expensive if you wanted to evaluate it and do your due diligence to figure out whether or not you wanted to purchase it. Elon Musk price cuts helped the company deliver 466,140 vehicles in the April to June period. That is up 10% from the preceding quarter and 83% higher from the same quarter last year. That's significant. That price cut seems to have, lit things on fire. The gap between how many cars Tesla produces and delivers also narrowed to 13,560 in the second quarter, down from 17,933 in the previous 3 months. Vital, because the optimal position for them is to be able to produce and sell one for one. Now, will they ever get there? I don't know about that. But as that number decreases, that means that they're producing and they're selling. They're selling more of what they're producing, which is always good. The world's electric vehicle leader, Tesla, is projected to deliver 1.8 million Teslas this year, topping its record of 1.3 million in 2022. Growth, you want to see it. Now, there's some other things involved in that. You can't just look at, oh, well, they're moving more units. Are expenses up? Okay, now they did do a price cut. What's that revenue number look like? So I'm just throwing out some things that when you do your fundamental analysis, and again, it's one of the things we're going over in the member section. But when you do that fundamental analysis, you want to make sure that you cover all your bases, okay? Not just, oh, wow, sales are up, without looking, behind the curtain a little further. Tesla slashed prices worldwide by up to 20% in January, sparking a price war after the company's failure to meet Wall Street's delivery estimates for 2022. Now, that price cut is one of the things I want to focus on. The basic Model Y used to sell for $65,990. It now costs $54,990. Now, this is important because according to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a vehicle in America, new vehicle, is $48,000. So we're a lot closer with Tesla, and I do not own the stock, by the way. Just want to put that out there. Tesla is a lot closer now to that average price of a vehicle in the country than they were at $66,000. Okay, they've brought it down, and it's much more affordable now. So for some, it could be now the Tesla might fall into that affordability range for a great many more people that found it out of reach. Okay, in January, Musk boasted that Tesla could achieve 2 million vehicle deliveries this year. That's up 50% from last year, or it would be up if they were able to accomplish that. The Tesla billionaires gamble that reducing prices would stimulate sales growth appears to have paid off. Now, this is, a reason why that price cut. It's one reason why I think this company will start to sell more cars, but there are some other reasons. We'll get to those in a second. Tesla's price cuts are working in a big way. Gene Munster, managing partner at investment firm Deepwater Asset Management, told Reuters. The average growth of deliveries over the previous 7 quarters was 50%. This quarter marks a measurable step up in growth. But others were not impressed. And Tesla's got a lot of short sellers out there. We're going to name one because he's mentioned in the article, but there's another. They call perma bears. Okay, Elon Musk never going to be able to do anything to impress these people. They've got short positions. Many a short seller has lost a lot of money. We don't do that here at Soldiers of Finance. We are long-term investors. We don't get into derivatives. Okay, again, mold of Warren Buffett and Ben Graham before him. All right, but the short sellers have. Some have capitulated and come out and said, I ain't messing around with Elon no more. I'm not shorting this stock. But some still have positions that this is not going to be good news for them. So they're going to try to couch it in negative terms. Short seller Jim Chanos tweeted that Tesla's delivery numbers were already priced into the company's valuation. Quote, again, blown away. Is a 4% beat on deliveries with huge price cuts? The $800 billion valuation might just be discounting that. TSLA, which is Tesla's ticker symbol, he tweeted. In a subsequent tweet, Chanos wrote, is massive. He's trying to be a little sarcastic here. 4% for a stock at 10 times revenues. Shouldn't a company trading at that valuation always exceed expectations? And again, he puts Tesla's ticker symbol. Now, Tesla is a tech company. So you're going to find like some of the fundamental analysis is not going to line up with what you might see in your non-tech value related company. Okay, not a non-tech company that is considered a value stock. Okay, Tesla is a tech stock. So for example, when you look at that PE or price to earnings ratio range that you want to find a stock sitting in, tech companies typically they go well above that. Okay, so some of these numbers that you might feel more comfortable with a manufacturer or some service business like a bank might be a little off kilter when you're talking about a tech company. Just keep that in mind. Chanos. Here's a gentleman who made his fortune betting against the likes of Enron, WorldCom, and Tyco, has been a frequent critic of Tesla. Now, I will say that Tesla, they're actually turning out a product. You actually see the car on the road. I see more and more of them in my area, by the way. Enron was dealing in, some malfeasance. WorldCom, Bernie Ebbers. I think Bernie Ebbers died in prison. He was accused of, again, financial malfeasance with the WorldCom company. And the Tyco Scions, the founders of that, also found themselves in some big time legal trouble. I think a couple of the father and one of the brothers, at least, if I remember correctly, it was a long time ago, they served some time in prison. All right. So I don't want to place Elon Musk and Tesla in a camp with Enron, WorldCom, and Tyco because of the way those stories ended. And since that time, those companies, in fact, were part of the catalyst for legislation to keep a closer eye on publicly traded companies, which Tesla is. Dodd-Frank, that was some of the legislation that came out of that. Now, the gentleman short seller Chanos, he first bet against Tesla in 2016, but then switched to owning bearish put options in early 2021. Again, a derivative, according to filings. While Tesla's stock has spiked by some 113% this year, it is still trading at more than a third below its peak price of more than $400 per share as of late 2021. The stock closed Monday's holiday shortened session at $279.82, up $18.05. Now, I don't know if they did the math on that $400 per share price and adjusted it for Tesla's stock split that occurred in late 2022. I can't speak for them, but they did have that. Okay. So let's just trust that they did. It's American media, so who the hell knows? But it is worth remembering that Tesla did have a split in late 2022. Now, some other factors as to why I believe that more Teslas are going to be sold. Okay. Remember, just because they're selling more cars does not necessarily mean they're making more money. This is why you got to do the whole fundamental analysis on this thing. But it is true that the average range of an internal combustion engine car right now is 460 miles. That's the average range of what's called an ICE car. And that's according to an organization called Inside EV. All right. So what is the average range of a Tesla? Well, it varies. And these are all 2023 models. The Model 3's top average range is 325 miles on battery only. Okay. This is battery only. And that's what it would be because Teslas are not hybrids. They're just electric vehicles. So there's nothing else powering this thing. So that's the Model 3, 325 miles. The Model Y is 330 miles. Okay. The Model X is 348 miles. And the Model S is 405 miles. So that's how it shakes out range-wise, with the Model S coming closest to the internal combustion engine driven vehicle. Of course, it's technology, so we would expect to see that increase over time here, because that's one of the major issues. And when I hop in a car, we got family up in Connecticut. We've got assets down in the Carolinas. I can make it to those places on one tank of gas. So the range issue looks like it's climbing a little bit. But also, you got to understand that the time it takes to fill up that battery, that's an impediment right now, because when I go to the gas station, it doesn't take me any time to fill my tank. If I need to fill it, doesn't take me any time at all. All right. If you set the thing and you go into the mini mart, for example, by the time you come out buying a bag of chips or what have you, that thing is long since clicked off because it's full. So that's an issue. Also, the infrastructure, and this is very important, and this is something that is not always taken into consideration, but one of the impediments to growth of the electric car market is the infrastructure you would need, electrical infrastructure, to handle just 50% of the population switching from an ICE car, internal combustion engine car, to an electric vehicle. All right, that's an important consideration. And we'll do a video on that, because you would need so much land area and so much power that it starts to look a little disconcerting, especially from the standpoint of someone who's investing in this industry and trying to see it grow. Okay. Of course, you can always do that at home, but from what I understand, it's a slower process, right? Then wherever you're going, maybe it has the infrastructure, maybe it doesn't right now. They're trying to grow that out, but we shall see how ubiquitous that becomes in the next 10 years, because we got states like California, and I think Maryland is moving toward it as well, saying that by a certain point in time, you are not going to be able to purchase an internal combustion engine driven vehicle in that state. Now, here's the problem with that. Technological advancement that you expect the public to adopt can't be forced. Okay. I always bring up the example of the cell phone. Okay. You had the old grandma phone that we had for 20 years, hooked up, as mobile as it got, was putting a longer cord on it. So maybe you can go from the kitchen to the living room with it, but that was the extent of it. Then you had the wireless phone. Oh, I can get out on the front porch now. Then you got into the cell phone thing, and that evolved very quickly. Now we're at the smartphone phase. No government agency needed to mandate that you adopt that. There was value, there was a reduction in price, and people said this is much more convenient. It's affordable. It eventually became affordable. It's got many more features that I can use in my daily life. And so you didn't need states to say that by X date, you will no longer have a home phone. The market took care of it. Politicians don't understand market dynamics, though. We all know that. All right. So listen, we'll be doing more of these, but right now I want you to check out this video right here, because this is as this economy evolves along the lines of, different power infrastructure, we also got to worry about economic infrastructure. India is ditching the dollar. Check out the video. The dollar's under pressure. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. More and more countries are looking for alternatives, and that is not good for us in the Western world. We use dollars. We're going to see, especially here in America, higher taxes and higher inflation should that dollar continue to fall in popularity. Watch that video, guys. I'll talk to you soon.